Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers and Digital Empire Builders. It is 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, so y'all know what time it is. It is time for the
You
St.
know
Louis
it.
Hustle Podcast with your boy Cortez Hustle, my girl Michelle. Hey, and
Eh,
today we're talking about the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as we continue to celebrate Black History Month and Black Future Month. Yeah, we changing the name because we're doing some stuff in today's time that's going to make our future brighter. We got some special guests in the building from beloved streets of America, Melvin White and Dewan Hall. Will be coming through to give us an update on what they got going on and how they're leading the charge into transforming some of the most iconic streets and boulevards across America. So can't wait for that. So do us a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning.
Growing up in St. Louis has never been easy, and most say if you want to succeed here, that you must leave and put down roots somewhere else because of the strong crabs in a barrel mentality here.
I don't know if I'm just an optimistic person, but to see people like Chuck Berry and Nelly make it in the music industry, or the Roberts brothers and Dave Stewart in business, or William Lacey Clay Jr. in politics, can we blame the city, or is it that people just aren't hungry enough?
We're talking to all of the movers and shakers in this town, from entertainers to politicians, social activists and organizers, and of course, entrepreneurs.
Is there a curse on this city that holds people back? Is there an unseen hand that decides who makes it and who doesn't? You're about to find out.
Welcome to St. Louis Hustle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I am your boy Cortez Hustle. That is my girl Michelle A. And we are coming to you live and direct from the Black Bear Success Mastermind Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. What is a Black Bear Success Mastermind, you might ask? It is a group specifically designed for Black entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and those of you who love to support and network with Black entrepreneurs. You want to be a part of this movement. All we do is provide tips, strategies, resources, tools to help you grow your Black business. So text keyword mastermind at 314-866-4053. Again, text the keyword mastermind at 314-866-4053 to get your special invitation. I promise you, the value that we give in that group, in that community, is second to none. And it's 100% free, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you join the community if you need some help growing your Black business. Chalet,
what up, man, bro? First of all, I just really want to go back and talk about the Black Biz. What did we just call it? I'm sorry. Thank you. It's a lot. I just call it the Black Biz class, but the Success Mastermind class. When I tell you, because I've been through it. I've been through it a couple times. It's just sometimes you just sit there in amazement. First of all, because this guy right here just goes business crazy. But aside from that, the other people that join on, and it is great because we do this for our wonderful fair city. However, man, we get people from all over the United States. And it is amazing to see all of these awesome, great intellectual minds that tune in and want to take their business to the next level, that want to get into business and go next level. It is something that encourages growth, and it just, you got to do it. You know, we'll give the information again towards the end of the show, but you can't afford to not do it. You really can't afford to. There it is. Boom. Sorry, I had to say that.
You want to grow your business. You want to network with other entrepreneurs and glean from their successes, their failures, right? And everybody shares so openly about what they got going on and whether it's working, where it's not. So yeah, you want to be a part of that community.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the weekend, so the snow. You already know my stance on snow. I'm anti-snow. And St. Louis don't know how to act. We can get a couple inches. And yes, I said inches. We can get a couple inches of snow and we don't know how to act. First of all, the weatherman, shout out to the weatherman because they almost got it right. They were like, oh, we're going to get 9-10 inches. It's going to be bad. And we got our little 6 inches and rolled on out, but it still was enough to see St. Louis going crazy. Here's my thing. They were steady saying, and I realize we have essential workers, et cetera, et cetera. Thank y'all for what y'all do. But they were saying, if you don't have to go out, don't go out. Man, there's folks out there just, I know I don't know everybody in my neighborhood, but I know some people in my neighborhood. This is the folks that did not have to be out there. Why is you out there fooling around? Get somewhere and sit down. Craziness. So I was out there playing in the snow with them. Just a little bit. I tried to wait though a couple days so that I ain't really be in the thick of it. And even still, if you live in an apartment community, you already know I'm not the only one. You gonna get pushed in because the plows come and plow the main part of your parking lot, but it pushes all the snow up against the parking spaces. So if you have a car like mine that's a little low to the ground, I have wide traction. Yes, I do. No, I got wide traction, but my car is low to the ground, and so getting out was a nightmare. And it just, it was interesting. How'd y'all do in the snow?
We just stayed in. Michelle, we were one of those people who listened to what the folks said.
Right.
Don't go. We literally
That's it.
didn't go anywhere. I didn't clean my car off until I think might have been Saturday. My son said he was stuck, so I was gonna get out and go get him together. But of course, by the time I cleaned the car off, he figured it out and he was moved.
That's it.
But then we also went over to Illinois and watched my son play some ball. Man, they've been on a 3-game losing streak, Michelle. They've been getting it handed to them. And then
get right.
This Thursday they played the top team in their conference, so it's not looking good. But the kid is playing well. He's adjusting well to this level. This is a step up from where he played before. So this is Division II ball for him. So he's making his necessary adjustments. The team is still just trying to figure it all out. They got some new players that joined this semester. So they're trying to figure it out, man. Hopefully they do before conference time, tournament time. But we shall see, because they were here at Umsel last night. And
really?
Was pretty bad. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't see this.
They were hanging in there. But man, Umsel started hitting threes like it was nobody's business. And we looked up. I didn't know
Umsel had a basketball team.
We was down by 4, and then we were down by 24. I was like, what the hell happened? Like,
what? Right. It's Umsel.
Like,
y'all let that Natural Bridge team beat y'all? No.
I'm telling you, them boys.
Are you a sports dad though? Are you that dad to be out there running up and down the sideline like, oh my God, you better get him, son, at home. Me and you, I got you. Make them throw free throws all night long.
Those days are over. I coached them in middle school and high school. And so those days are over. I just get to watch and just be a fan of the game. Okay. Still bugs me sometimes. The coaching philosophy is a little different. I think they should be doing different stuff. But for the most part, I just chill and just be like, hey, man, it is what it is. I just
not that day.
Play hard. You give 110%, then you're a winner in my book. And that's kind of how I look at it. So.
That was some Bill Cosby stuff. Okay, sorry.
So it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a fan of the show, then you know that Michelle gives us a word of the day every day, and then we're gonna bring on our special guests. We can't wait to talk to these brothers. They dropped some real gems on us the last time they were here. So let's see if I can find Michelle's
boyfriend
to introduce the word of the day.
And now the Michelle I word of the day.
Hey, what is up, everybody? It's your girl, Michelle A, with your Michelle A word of the day. So you guys know that I've been on this thing lately about uncovering strongholds. It's been a really, really awesome experience, I'll say, because sometimes, it's a lot of things in our past we just don't know why we do some of the things we do today. And a lot of times it tracks back to a way of thinking that it didn't even come from us, came from our mamas or our mama's mamas or etc. Right. So we've been talking a little bit about that. I got the next installation again. Shout out to one of my online mentors, Darius Daniels. That dude is like amazing when it comes to teaching and explaining stuff. And I get it and it makes sense. I'll be like, I got to get that to somebody else. So I give it to y'all. So this next one for today, I just want to mention, it's so amazing. Okay. So it is sometimes the symptoms of a stronghold are often things that we celebrate. Marinate. One more time. Sometimes a stronghold can be, or the symptoms of a stronghold can be, often things in our life or traits in our life that we celebrate, right? Great example. was a story in the Bible, Moses, right? Moses was that dude. But at one particular time, Moses was like the judge and jury, so to speak. So people were bringing all their problems to him. They crowded around him like, Moses, they owe me $5. What we gonna do? He was deciding everybody's cases and giving them all his wisdom and answers. And that seemed like the amicable, there it is. That was the thing to do, right? Seemed good. He's helping other people with their problems every day. But his father-in-law comes along and he goes, hey, Moses, hey, get your head together, dog. Why are you one person trying to solve everybody's problem? When really, you need yourself a team. That was for somebody. You need yourself a team. You can't do it by yourself. Let your team, your trusted counsel, handle some of the low-lying issues. You handle the big stuff. It worked out. Turned out to be a great day for the people. That's how they got down. But the moral of this story is, man, we think that being, that person that everybody comes to is a great thing. But in the end, you wearing yourself thin. And you kind of leaving yourself to kind of play judge and jury, and that ain't always cool. So, you know what? That's not to be celebrated. So really take some time, look at some of the things you're doing, test it out, make sure it's something that you really should be celebrating and that is not self-sabotaging. So that is it for today, guys. I'm Michelle A. That's been your word of the day. Hopefully it'll hit you where you live. Have a great day. Hey.
Love it, love it, love it. That is Michelle A. And the word of the day brought to you by our good friends over at Open Arms Wellness, healing mind and body. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need to talk to somebody, and I can't stress this enough, it ain't always got to be something wrong in order for you to want to talk to somebody, right?
Absolutely.
Things could be going well and you want them to keep going well. Talk to somebody, man. Go to openarmswellness.com or you can give them a call at 314-329-4326. Again, Open Arms Wellness, our mental health partners in crime, or I guess I should say partners in life and not partners in crime, right? So today, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time, man. We are going to introduce to you guys a couple of brothers that I have become quite fond of and the work that they are doing in and throughout the communities, not just locally, but what they have plans to do nationally as well. They are touching some of the most prime real estate in our communities and looking to transform it so that we can ultimately bring economic empowerment to our communities in a very special way. So these are the founders of Beloved Streets of America. Let's give it up for our buddy, Mr. Melvin White and Dewan Hall. Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing this morning?
Good morning.
Doing great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Awesome. Well, take a quick second, each of you, and just kind of catch people up with your background, who you are, and how you got started in this organization. So we'll go with Melvin first.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Melvin White, founder and CEO of Beloved Streets of America. I'm born and raised here in St. Louis. Our mission at Beloved Streets is we're bound by a united vision. Beloved Streets of America fosters collaborations among individuals, groups, and organizations to generate resources to revitalize and conserve streets that bears the honorable name of Dr. Martin Luther King. In our 15-year study of various MLK streets across the country, we found out the majority of these streets to be in impoverished sections of the country, crime-ridden streets, drug-infested corridors, and most of them seem to lack any sustainable economic stability on these streets. And we all know about Dr. King. That I was one of my favorite heroes growing up, and that's not fitting for a man of his stature to be represented in that negative light. So our vision is that every street that bears Dr. King's name is vibrant, beautiful, and prosperous streets and communities. There's over 900 streets across America, and there's some overseas as well, in Germany, India, Haiti. It's also some across overseas as well. So we all know that it's not fitting for Dr. King to be represented in that light. So the whole vision basically started, I was a postal worker for 20 years, and one of my routes carried me along Delmar and Martin Luther King, because there's only a mile difference between the two streets. Mm-hmm. But the contrasting differences in how they look, we can see right now today as you go down Delmar, mm-hmm. how thriving that corridor is, you know. So back in 2004, at that time, it was just like they were just starting to redevelop it. you know, so it's been over 15 years, 20 years to get to where it is right now, but they were just starting to redevelop it back then in '04. So I'm looking at how nice it was starting to look, and then just going a mile down this road, going down MLK, Martin Luther King Street, looking at the sign, it just didn't, something hit me. It was like, wow, I mean, it's Dr. King. And at the time, it was, I'm looking at abandoned buildings, broken windows out the buildings. You walking down the street, you about to step on needles from drug use for the community. People were actually out selling drugs right there in the open, you know, during the broad daylight. So so yeah, I was like, man, this is crazy, you know. It's Dr. King. I mean, then I've also heard of horror stories where people used to always say, you know, that that's a violent street. You know, Chris Rock always got the little famous joke that he always talk about, you know, if you're on MLK Street, you better run. And, you know, people always crack jokes on it. So I was like, man, is it like, I wonder, is it like that all over? You know, so from '04 to '08, we traveled various MLK streets across the country. You know, we've been, we always videotape the streets. We talk to the community. You know, we got insight from the community in those cities, such as Washington, D.C., Chicago, Gary, Indiana, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Detroit. We've been to Houston, Dallas, L.A., Miami, Florida. Those just to name a few. Wilmington, Delaware, all over. We just, for like 4 years, just traveled and talked to these people and just getting the insight. So we found out the majority of these streets to be in the same kind of conditions as our city is. You know, they run straight through the urban community, and it's a stigma that's placed on these streets. So we formed a nonprofit in 2009, 2010, and we called it Beloved Streets of America, simply because Martin Luther King always spoke on beloved communities. And of course, this is a national agenda, so we call it Beloved Streets of America. You know, we want to start here, of course, you know, and we have a lot of people that we've already connected with in other cities already. They're just waiting on us to really, really get a footprint here for them. We can come there and start developing in these cities. So we engaged with the community for years, where we got out there and in front of our office. We had an office on Martin Luther King in Hamilton, where we had every Saturday morning we would get out and just like have clothing drives, food drives. We had several marches, walks, music. We were just engaging with the community to let them know that we were actually serious about our mission, and we just not a fly-by-night organization that come in and say they're gonna do something and then they're gone the next, minute, whatever, they're gone.
Right.
So, we got a lot of traction from that, collaboration with Washington University. We were on the Rosa Parks Award. We've been featured on a lot of national publications, CNN, MSNBC, USA Today. So we got a lot of love on other cities across the country, So
Love it.
We brought Harvard. We spoke at Harvard. They're actually doing a class on our about our organization. They call it Beloved Communities up there at Harvard University. So we've spoken up there like 3 times already. So, so basically right now, it's about the funding. If you listen to our mission statement, we're at the part where it says generate resources to revitalize. So he's already fostered a lot of collaborations with individuals and groups already. So right now, the key thing that we're working on right now is to generate the resources needed to do some of these plans that we have. We have several plans up and along down Martin Luther King Street that we have. Our architect and designed a lot of these buildings and everything for us, but we're just right now in the process of having a lot of grants come through for us. So we got a lot of grants out there that our grant writers been writing, and it should be a lot of stuff coming through for us soon this year. So we're excited about that.
Love it. Dewan, my friend, how did you connect to this organization, and what has your involvement been like? Tell everybody who you are.
Dewan Hall, Vice President of Beloved Streets of America. I connected with the organization, say 7 years ago. Me and Melvin was at a mutual friend's bachelor party, and we sit across the table from each other, and we just froze in time. We was just catching up because we haven't seen each other in a while. So we was like catching up, and at that time I was doing entertainment. I was had a record label out here trying to get the kids or anybody who wanted to do music a pipeline to the industry. So
Yeah.
I was telling Melvin about it, and he was telling me about Beloved Streets of America. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to go to Memphis. It was like Memphis in May in a couple of weeks from, it prior to, no, I mean, after that, after we talked, I said I was going to go to Memphis in a couple of weeks. And I said I was going to tell you about the experience that I have when I go to Lorraine Motel, because I have never been,
Mhm.
So once I got to Memphis and I pulled up at the Lorraine Motel, I just had a funny feeling go through my body. It was a lot going on, a lot of people around. I see the reef on the hotel door that he was at, and I just felt real worried. This is like if you ever went to the Lorraine Motel and you ever seen that, I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but something didn't sit right with me. So I'm looking around and I see people standing in line, just waiting to get in. And they say it was $12 to get in. And I'm like, wait a minute, they paying to get in somewhere where this man they tried to assassinate Dr. King. So they turned into a museum. I'm like, wow, and everything Melvin was telling me just resonated, the whole conversation just played back in my head. So I'm like, wow. So then they continued to tell me that, hey, you can go underneath this tunnel and go across the street and you'll see where the man took the shot at him. So I'm like, wow, they glorifying this, it kind of upset me for real. So I'm like, wow. And then I was like, well, as soon as I got back home, I immediately called Melvin. I'm like, Melvin, I want to be a part of your mission. I think I could be a good asset to your mission, and I want to be a part of it. And I've been here ever since.
Love it, love it, love it. It's interesting that that is usually the turn of events for pretty much anything significant happens, positive or negative. You have those guys who would buy on auction the rifle used or the bloodstained shirt and all that. Like people collect some of the weirdest things, right? And then people auction off and sell some of the weirdest things,
right?
When it comes to situations like this. So that's something that I've always said myself personally, that ghettos are by design.
Yep.
Right. I really, truly, and honestly believe that, because in any other community where the neighborhood starts to look like it is going down, not 10 homes that are vacant, not 20 homes that are vacant, like one home that is not vacant, but the grass is too high. The city steps in and like, no, we're not letting this happen. But all over America, like you said, not just the MLK streets, but streets named after all of our legendary heroes and ancestors, the Marcus Garvey Boulevards, the Malcolm X streets, they're all the same way, and that it hurts to see that. So talk a little bit more about the economic development that you like to see in and through these corridors, and who are you talking to in the city about plans to kind of throw some money your way to help in this economic development?
Okay. Oh yeah, some of the things that we have planned. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If there's no grocery stores around in that area, that's one thing that we want to focus on. Is that's in our plans, to be like a local grocery store where they can get like organic fruits or organic vegetables, because in that area it's no grocery stores, but the stores that they do go to, like those gas stations, they're not getting the best. They're not getting the most fresh fruits and vegetables out there. So we also have an urban aeroponic system that one of our partners developed for us to be able to actually get the vegetables from our own urban garden or urban farm to be able to put it inside of those stores, inside the grocery store. So it's going to be organic food, some of the freshest vegetables that a community can get and what they need. Also, a cafe, which would be set up sort of like a Starbucks type of atmosphere where people could come in get online, use their computers, network a little bit.
Mhm.
And because like I said, that's needed over there as well. A technology center where we can have a bunch of different businesses. It's like an incubator type of thing where different businesses can be all in one setting.
Mhm.
And networking with one another, sharing ideas and things of that nature. What else? Juan? In that first phase, we're
doing a big job force thing right now where we partner with Jubilee Community Center, and I'm a director up there, and what we're doing is job training for CDL Class A licenses to the people in our community, men and women 18 and up. Well, what we're trying to do is encourage the men to put down them guns and come and make these runs. Make right, make something out yourself. We're providing a whole class CDL, a Class A CDL license training for our community so they can make the decent money to feed their family. Because if you're not making enough money and you're just going out here every day living in the red, as I say, meaning you don't make money, you have to pay your car note, you have to pay your insurance and your kids and stuff. You're gonna always be, your mindset ain't gonna be right. And plus, like Melvin said, we're not eating right in our communities. There's a lot of things that we're going through that stems from poverty and not having the certain resources that we need in our community. So that way, that's why we started this workforce program. Another workforce program we started is the MASS program. It stands for Men Against Senseless Killing. And what we're doing is taking 18 to 24-year-olds and just breaking it back down to the beginning, okay? Seeing what the problem is with them mentally. You got to get inside people sometimes. You can't just say, oh, okay, I want to help you. So how I'm going to help this person? I got to know everything that's going on. It's just like when you at the doctor, they like, where does it hurt at? So they can diagnose your problem. That's the type of things we have to do for each other in order to help each other in our community.
We also, I'll go ahead.
I'm sorry, just real quick. I just wanted to go back a little bit, Melvin, to what you were saying in regards to some of the things that you guys are bringing to the community. You mentioned the Starbucks, you mentioned grocery store. How do you or have you foreseen a way? Because sometimes, I'm gonna just keep it real, rip off the Band-Aid. We drop these things in our communities, and sometimes it's so overwhelming that we don't really know how to accept and embrace those awesome new things. And sometimes the cart get away from the horse, and
that's true.
We tear up stuff sometimes. How do you combat? I'm just keeping it 100. How do you combat that happening?
By having our own security, not just the police security ourselves, but we hiring our own security force to be out there driving down the streets, and if you're seeing some stuff that's going on, you see some kids out there, not doing the right thing, we checking them right there, but we all have our own security. That's a job itself that you create for different folks as well. So that'll be one of the ways to be able to monitor some of the things that's going on. And we also have like 25, 30 businesses that's already established or set up, but they are willing to come in on Martin Luther King and put their businesses along Martin Luther King as well, from printing shops and to different things like that they are
landscapers, construction workers, everybody who's anybody, because that's basically what the MLK Street Initiative is all about. You bringing your talents here as a collective to help our community, because it's not just Beloved Streets, it's a collective that will help Martin Luther King Streets. That means the Urban League, the Better Family Life. All of us have to work together. See, that's something that we don't do in St. Louis. We don't believe in coming together as a collective to get what we want. And per the governor, when we brought the governor down here 2 years ago, the first thing he said was, I need you guys. I need guys like you, because we don't even have an agenda for Black people in the state of Missouri. So that says a lot right there. We don't have an agenda. Nothing is getting done. I don't care what we're trying to implement. I don't care what we're trying to do. Nothing is getting done without an agenda.
And collaboration.
Exactly.
Among each other. Everybody's doing their own little thing, you know, versus pulling everything together as one whole plan collectively. So
yeah, I think there are opportunities that are certainly being missed. I'm going to throw this out there as we're talking about economic empowerment. I don't know if you guys recently saw the news, but shout out to my brothers over at Earn Your Leisure podcast, because they shared this on their timeline and I saw it. The collective spending power of Black people in America has just topped $1.6 trillion, right?
Wow.
That is doubled in the last since 2010, I believe, or something like that. But here's the more interesting fact of that is, while our collective spending power has gone up, our individual net worth has gone down. Right. So we got more money to spend in the marketplace,
right,
but we own less, and we are, I hate to even say it, we are worth less. Right now,
we have the money.
We are worth less. Our net worth is worth less than it was 20 years ago, but we got more money to spend, save, and invest, and we are just not doing it. So when we're talking about bringing these initiatives together, have you guys connected with those in the financial arena in terms of personal finances as well as business finances to help these individuals really start to look at, because it's got to be a holistic approach. We have to change our entire culture.
That's right.
In order to make this a reality. So do you have folks like that on board as well?
Absolutely. We currently working with like enterprise banking. We're trying to do things with Regions Banking. Procter & Gamble is trying to get on board with they do a lot of things for the urban community. So it's a lot of these corporate companies, they starting to wake up. You know, it's slow, but they're starting to wake up and realize, hey, this is not just a Black thing, it's the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it's coming along a little slow, but as long as the needle is moving.
Yeah, and I think, and missing that, like I would love to figure out how I can contribute some business development type stuff, because when you think about it, I'm part of an organization called the Black Mastermind Group, founded by Dr. Danetta Watson, and just last year, as last year closed, do you guys know that the Small Business Administration closed their books with over $100 billion still available for Black entrepreneurs?
Wow.
That ain't qualified because they don't have their stuff together. They don't have they don't have the business bank accounts. They don't have the history in business, right? We've got to, like, if we're going to bring economic empowerment, we got to bring all of these pieces together. So with your permission, what I want to do now is, you guys have a video up on your YouTube channel. I want to cut to that and just play that. I think this is going to speak volumes to the beauty of what you guys are doing and how it's all coming together, but how much more it could be coming together with the right funding. So let me roll this clip. It's about 3 minutes, and I'm excited to check it out for myself. It's called Race to Revitalization Walk. So check this out from the brothers over at Beloved Streets of America.
Beloved Streets, free clothing drive. We need everybody's support for this national initiative. BSA.
RBG, Mound City.
My name is Melvin White, President and CEO of Beloved Streets of America. Beloved Streets of America is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based right out here in St. Louis. Our mission is bound by a united vision. Beloved Streets of America fosters collaborations among individuals, groups, and organizations to generate resources to revitalize and conserve the streets that bear the honorable name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And it's called the National MLK Street Initiative. What we're focused on, we're getting ready for our upcoming walk, our third annual MLK Legacy Walk, where we are walking and to change these conditions of these streets, as well as to try to bring back Dr. King's legacy as well. It's the third annual MLK Legacy Walk, and it's the 51st annual I Have a Dream speech that was done August of 1963. We're hoping everybody come out to this walk August 23rd, Saturday, 8:30. We'll meet at the St. Charles Rock Road Metro. We'll have a bus taking half those people to Union, and we're going to collaborate right here at this lot. Conglomerate right here at this lot. You know, we can't do this by ourselves. And nobody can. But if everybody step up to the plate, bring their resources, bring their mindset to the table, and we're gonna pick each other's brains to come up with one plan. You know, so August 23rd, everybody out. We got guest speakers, food. It's gonna be a big event, man.
We went from kings to slaves to the president, but our communities are run down and desolate. It's gonna take some divine type of medicine. See, the cure to our struggle starts in the mind. Think it through, then implement plans over time. A setback is just fuel for the whole grind. Some have money and fame, but truly lack a spine.
Nice.
Man, oh man. Love to see
Nice.
that. Did you see the little baby with the broom?
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
That touched the heart. It touched the heart.
And that to me epitomizes the collective effort that it's going to take in order for this to happen, right? Everybody has to be on board, all hands on deck. I got a chance to interview Dr. George Frazier last year on one of my other podcasts, and he was talking about the fact that the amount of money that America has lost based on not investing into the urban communities is in the trillions. And I like to say it like this, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. It's like the world is catching up to America. Right, all over the world. China's second largest economy, probably pretty soon will be the largest economy in the world. Things of that nature, and it's like, to use a basketball analogy, because I'm a youth basketball coach for 10 plus years. Right, it's like we trying to win this race to world domination with one of our star players on the bench. Like literally. Right. We have Black people marginalized, and it's like we're sitting on the bench, not being able to fully use our creativity, not being able to be fully funded in any of our ideas and missions and things of that nature. So it's not just the Black community being down, it is the missing contribution to what we could make America as a whole if we transformed and focused this attention. So what are your thoughts on that?
My thought is we have to really think about what we're doing. It's no longer that we're not living in the days where we can play the blame game, because like you said, the money is in our community. We spend a lot of money with the Arabs. We spend a lot of money with the Chinese people getting their Chinese food stores $1 million to $2 million a year. So we have to change our mindset in order to do that for ourselves, because there's no way that they could come in our community and make all this money and we can't do it in our own community. So what's that telling you? You know, our mindset needs to change. They made the powers that be made us look at each other like we crazy. So I'm gonna look at this Black man. We're from the same neighborhood, but I'm gonna look at you and envy and jealousy type of behavior because you're doing what you're supposed to do and I'm not. You know.
Yep. We don't trust each other.
Yeah. We have to start checking the people that's around us in order to make this thing work. You know, we got to check our cousins, our uncles that's just doing. I mean, we got to make our people, our own people, held accountable for the things that's going on in our community. Why is it a white organization coming to pick up trash and you brothers come every day running around here and y'all just walking over the trash? You know, it just don't make sense. So we have to really hold ourselves accountable for a lot of the things, most of the things that's going on in our community. You know, I mean, we got our youngsters. It used to be they like to look good in clothes, but now they looking at who have the best gun and all this other stuff. They can run around with all these high-powered guns and stuff. How's that going on? You know, I mean, it's just a lot of things. It comes with parenting. It comes with a lot. So we really have to look at ourselves and hold ourselves accountable nowadays because, like you said, the money is out here. So that's just like them saying, hey, this is over here. What are you going to do to go get it? And we just standing there looking at it.
Like,
Don't make sense.
Like Cortez said, he said the lack of knowledge on how to get the money as well. That's another thing
Exactly.
that we're lacking, because you might start a business up, but like you said, your business is not set up the proper way to get the money. Right, and also the collaboration effort. I think the whole thing is really people working together for one common goal. You know what I'm saying? You have to. People have ideas and visions, but people also have egos as well. Put the egos down, and let's go with the best thing that works for the community. Okay,
right.
we all could be a part of it, but we all got to put them egos down and work for the collective, the whole collective, for everybody. What's going to benefit the whole community and as a whole. That's holding us back as well. The not collaboration among each other, the individuals, groups, and organizations. So that's one thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, the education part of that. Just going back to what you guys, or what all three of you actually said. How many? I mean, and the numbers is amazingly high. But how many Black businesses start, or how many are they open each year? But sadly, their demise comes within the same year. There's no education, and not just there's no education in how to run a business. We can get a business, we can open the doors, we can hire people, but if you don't have the knowledge on how to keep your books, how to keep a customer, how to engage a customer, having a money and getting a brick and mortar doesn't make you a business.
That's right.
It doesn't. So the education in our community, I think, on how to appreciate and operate, I'm gonna just say it, how to appreciate and operate Black business, because I do believe, and going back to what you said, I can't remember if it was you or Dewana, says we do have other cultures that come into our communities. I hate to say it, but the Chinese food, I almost called it Chinaman, the Chinese food business in our communities, they killing the game. They are killing the game. And how is it that we have our own, we have, rib businesses, other kinds of restaurant businesses, we don't buy from ourselves. No. Black people don't trust Black people. And that's the bottom line. We want to, and it sounds good when we say it, but the reality of it is, if I go in this business, am I going to get robbed? Are they going to treat me good? Those are some of the things that we have to overcome in our communities to regain the trust, so that we can, if we are making other cultures rich in our work, we ain't going over there, they're coming over here. So we're making them rich in our communities. How come we can't do that for ourselves? And it does. It goes back to trust, education, brotherly love, brotherly sisterly love. It starts the home base. I'm offering Cortez offered his services. I'm offering my services again. Okay, since we talked, I'm an author now. I'm doing a few things, and I retired since last time we talked, and I have lots of free time to give. I left my job to pursue purpose, and this is the kinds of things that I'm passionate about. Starting my own, nonprofit. I want to do those kinds of things. So again, we're both here, to roll up our sleeves and joining you guys' mission.
Okay.
That'll work. We definitely need you.
I'm gonna start playing on y'all phone. That's what I'm gonna do.
I would ask this: outside of funding, we know that funding is a challenge, right? Outside of funding, what would you say are another top 2 or 3 things that could really help you guys move your agenda forward?
I think having a solid board. We got a board right now, but we need to really beef that board up real strong with some people that can really bring some knowledge and resources and things of that nature to the table as far as supporting our mission and vision. So one of the things I know we need is a stronger board. And if we know anybody that would be willing to sit on our board and offer any expertise, because you're only good as your board. You're only good as your board. You know that in a nonprofit. So, because we have people that come on and then they fall off. They come on, fall off. We need a solid team. We need some people that can. We're looking for treasurer. We're looking for a treasurer right now. I mean, if anybody a nice secretary will help as well,
Oh,
and anybody else around that just can sit on our board and bring
a secretary.
and bring the noise. I mean, bring it. You know, that's how we need that.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
And I think that's important. It's important. And the first thing I thought is, man, time. Like, Cortez, man, your hand is a lot of things, but sometimes when the right things come along, that's part of the challenge that we have. It's like we talk about the 1.6 trillion in spending power, but we can't even calculate the amount of collective intellectual capital that we have.
Right.
That part.
Come on.
That's what we need.
On that.
That's it.
And that is more powerful.
It is.
Been studying Think and Grow Rich, and you guys know really big on the mastermind principle, right? And I know it's a robbery of a Bible principle that says when two or three come together in agreement, God is in the midst, right? And it's the same thing. Us four putting our minds together right now on this podcast live. There is a fifth and more powerful mind that we are now all able to tap into.
Absolutely.
And if one could put 1,000 a flight, two could put 10,000 a flight.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
There it is.
To learn how to bring our collective intellectual capital together. It's up there first.
And everything else goes from there.
Our economic capital together and make some major waves happen, man. So I'm super proud of you, brothers, for staying the course. It ain't easy trying to build something worth anything, right? So, how can people donate? How can they connect? Anything else that you guys want to make sure you say before we wrap this thing up?
We have our website. People can log on to belovedstreetsofamerica.org. That's BELOVED, streets with an SSTREETS. Belovedstreetsofamerica.org. Our phone numbers are on there. You can leave some comments. It's a donate page as well. You can find out a lot of information about where we're moving, how we're moving forward, and anything you may have. You could donate your time, your services, money, monetary, or however you want to do it. So you can find out everything you need to know on our website, belovedstreetsofamerica.org.
All right, so I'm putting that link in the comments right now. Anybody that goes to this site and makes a donation of $100 or more, I'm going to bless you with a free vacation to Vegas, Orlando.
Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to do it.
30 different destinations you can choose from, man. Now, here's the way my vacations work, right? You got to get yourself there, and there may be some taxes and fees that you have to cover yourself, but most of them are with 4-day, 3-night stays at luxury resorts. So, so you guys let me know if y'all see any donations come in at $100 or more. Give me their contact information, and we're gonna set them up with a free vacation. That's a way to show our support.
And also before we go, I was just thinking how I met Michelle through the MLK Street Festival that we threw a couple of years in Wellston. So we're definitely coming back strong with that again.
Awesome.
We encourage everybody to come aboard, be a sponsor, be a vendor, whatever you want to be for the community for that day, come on out and support Beloved Streets of America annual MLK Street Festival.
That's awesome, Cortez. I don't want to be left out. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do for the next 5 people that donate $10. I'm gonna throw in a free London the Sun's wing plate, extra hot sauce, ketchup, because I ain't eat it last night. It's in the fridge, but you know what? I'm gonna donate that to the cause. I got y'all. I got you. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Hey, we appreciate y'all, man. And we most definitely serious with the board thing. We're gonna be reaching out to you guys. Y'all got anybody that you think that'll be solid, or if you guys have your time, we only about once a month for an hour, once or twice a month is how we meet. We meet on Zoom. We do a Zoom
That's
call,
awesome.
and we put
That's
things
awesome.
together, you know, and try to see how we can put this thing together for this 2022 year. You know, let's get
Yes,
it
24 years plus corporate management experience.
Hello.
I done balanced
We
$1 million
need that.
budgets. I done ran departments. I done
Hello.
traveled internationally and
Hello.
opened business
Okay,
overseas.
okay.
And I done this black face has represented a Fortune 500 company overseas.
Look out.
We need her.
Cortez could attest. I mean, I'm a little goofy, but I got a little something up here. Up under this bleach, it's a little bit working. A little bit working.
We know that. We know that. We can see that. We appreciate y'all, man, for real, for having us on again. Once again.
Awesome.
And, this won't be the last time, of course. Us hooking up,
brother,
and doing what we do.
And I can do an hour a month.
Man,
no matter what I got going on, bro, I can do an hour a month.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
So
man.
you can count me in on joining your board and contributing in whatever way that I can. I think more people need to hear this story. More people need to see what you're doing, because I know for a fact that y'all not the only ones thinking this way. Like every time I'm on MLK, I'm like,
man,
it trips. It's a trip, man. Once you think about it, you know, because we so numb because we used to just driving every day, and you're not even paying attention. You're not paying attention around.
And I'm not numb. I tell my wife, if I'm riding with my wife, I say I'm about
lock doors.
I'm about
maybe lock the doors.
Like, I'm like, I'm gonna come down here. I'm about all of this.
You hear me?
And
you better do
it. That's my thought process. Yeah. I'm like,
it's real estate.
First, I'm always thinking, and like I said, ghettos are built by design. First, I ask myself, who owns this, right? And why isn't the city forcing them to do something with it or sell?
Thank you.
Because the city doesn't have,
or you're gonna sell it. You're not gonna let it sit boarded up here for 50 years.
They're not.
The city doesn't have anybody to put their force on them for real.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, we don't come together and make this is our community. So that means we run the community, not them. So that's what we have to understand as Black people in the community. We run our own community.
But they also
they don't run our community.
You could be looking at how you doing it though. They're coming all the way from Delmar, working their way all the way back up toward MLK. So pretty soon it might be in the hands of them. You see what I'm saying?
We won't have no community.
They're coming all the way from Delmar, just thinking they're pushing their agenda all the way. They're almost at that page
they're
now.
Already up to Olive. They're already up to Olive.
And
right
coming to a page.
To almost that page. They're making their way up.
Yeah, they're coming.
They're coming. So we got to really put our foot on the gas so we can, own some of this real estate that's out there, some of that land, and at least we'll have ownership of that all that strip on our, ownership.
Love it. And to Dewan's point, that's another thing that we have to figure out. How do we rally the community? And I think sometimes we think it takes more than it does. Right. It doesn't take the whole community to bug an alderman. You get your three solid people who ain't got nothing to do but email and call your butt every day about this abandoned building.
Right. Absolutely.
You get 3 retired folks who ain't got nothing but time on their hands. And all I'm gonna do is email and call my alder person every day about this blighted building. Right.
Speed down.
It doesn't take as many people as we think. And sometimes, and this is what I want to encourage you guys as organization leaders and founders, sometimes we want to rally the whole community, right? If you think about this entire world, right, it's 7 billion, almost 8 billion people on this planet. How many of those people actually run this whole thing though?
Right.
I want y'all to think about it.
It's
8 billion people on the planet. The amount of people who actually run the world, though, is probably less than a few thousand.
That's what I
So keep your hearts in the right places, man. You're going to attract the right people. You don't need everybody in the community to be on board on the outset. You need that talented 10th and move from there. So, final thoughts, Michelle?
Man, I mean, that chicken plate's still up for grabs. But other than that, I appreciate you guys. You inspire me. And you know, I'm sure y'all know I'd be a little passionate, but I get passionate about things that I love community. And so you guys always inspire me. I get encouraged when you guys come on. And you know, I'm just looking forward to what's next for Beloved Streets. I want to be able to say, I know them. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Love it.
We appreciate it.
We've been listening to and learning from DeJuan Hall, Vice President, Melvin White, founder and president of Beloved Streets of America. And they are on a big mission to transform the MLK in St. Louis, to use that then as a blueprint to transform the MLK Boulevard, streets, roads all across the world and make it do justice to the name it bears. So thank you guys so much for taking time.
Appreciate
you.
Much love.
All right, until we talk to you guys next time, we want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So hustle up.
Appreciate it.